that just using the extension that you have to use, that's got the oblong hole in the side of it, on the outside antenna, and the spring, and this will give me enough height to be effective. But I would like to be able to carry the extension and install it when we're at a campsite if we find we need it. I may decide that I'm just going to install it now. I'm not sure. Once I get this all assembled, I can take it out and test fit it against the side of the van and see if there's room to have the whole thing installed. It would be nice to have the extra height because it would probably be more effective, but we'll see. So I got this mount, and the last thing that I got was this here. This is a Blue Sea cable clamp. They describe it as a waterproof pass-through for cables. So this will allow me to run the cable from the inside of the van to the outside of the van to connect it to the outside antenna in a weatherproof way. So this will be installed in the vicinity of this. I'm not sure exactly where yet. This morning I made a run to our local Home Depot to get parts to make the transition between this 3/4 inch threaded tube on the Shakespeare swivel mount to the 1/8 inch pipe thread that's on this spring, and also on the extension, and on this and on this here. They're all 1/8 inch pipe thread. These are 9/16, and I have a ratcheting combination and a regular combination. Plus I've got sockets. All right, so this one here, if I'm reading it right, is not adjusted in use. You set it and leave it. The packaging claims that this thread here is 1 inch and 14 threads to the inch. It may be 1 inch, but in plumbing terms, it was 3/4 inch pipe thread. And I know that plumbing measurements are the inside diameter of the pipe, so both could be true. I know from my visit to Home Depot that it is 3/4 inch pipe thread. The lever here is a cam, which relieves the tension on the ratchet enough so that the mast can be turned 90 degrees. So it looks like I have this assembled correctly, and it's released when it's down and locked when it's up, which is less than ideal, because that means that driving down the road, potentially it could get knocked into the unlocked position, and then the antenna is just floating around. It's not aligned like I would like it to be. So what's preventing this from being parallel with the plane that this is going to be attached to is the nut itself. What I can do is I can cut a little relief in the mounting plate here to allow the nut to clear that, and then I can have the antenna parallel with the side of the roof in the down position, which is what I really want. All right, let's try my spring. That fits in perfectly. This slides down through here, and it will go with the rubber cap on it, which is nice. Protect those threads. We don't need much. It's almost clearing it, but we do need something. I'm going to try putting a little bit of graphite on the nut. The nut is pretty slick. The graphite doesn't want to stick to it, and the plastic base is probably not going to be much better. Well, there's enough there. A rat tail file would be just the right tool, a fairly large rat tail file. So I've got a giant rat tail file. This thing has been around for many years. I have a bench hook here, and I've got my antenna assembly clamped to the back of the bench hook, and now I'm just going to try to cut into this on the mark. It might actually have been better to get this started with a smaller rat tail file. This is kind of skating around on the surface, but I think now I've got enough purchase, and I think I'm on the mark. Hopefully it didn't skate off the mark, and I'm cutting it in the wrong place. If I am, it's not by much, and I can just make it a little bigger. It'll work. All right, let's try that. Should be pretty close. And it is, but it's not there yet. I'm going to try paring a little bit from the corner of my filed relief, because the part that wants to sit down in there has kind of a rounded shoulder. So if I take the corner off this, it may make the difference, so that the nut fits down in there without going any bigger. All right, let's try that. So there you can sort of see the relief that I made. That looks pretty darn good. It may not be perfect, but it's close enough so that even if it isn't, that's perfect. I've got the plate flat on my bench, and the big part of the antenna is resting against the tabletop. The acid test is going to be whether the teeth in this joint right here mesh with the shaft of the antenna parallel with this plane. I think they will, but we will find out in just a second. So not quite. The bulbous part of the antenna is about maybe 3/16 off the bench top, which is definitely close enough. In fact, it might even be better than sitting right on the bench top, because I'd rather it wasn't hitting against the side of the van as we're driving down the road. So last thing, let's see if I can turn this whole shaft around so that the opening that the cable is coming out through is in a more opportune position. So, it's an 11/16. And there it is. The whole assembly is spinning. It's actually my union is what's turning, but I don't really care how we get there as long as we arrive safely. Now it's facing towards the front. Let's see if we can get it so that it's on the van side. I think we can. And actually, there are flats here, which it would probably be prudent to try turning those. I don't think that's 1/2 inch, is it? Yes, it is. Okay, so we got a 1/2 inch there. Let's try the 11/16 here. Yep. I think it's a good thing we did that. So now it's slightly forward of pointing towards the side of the van. And that's pretty good. I think I'm going to try to turn it just a little bit more. No problem. Now it's pointing towards the side of the van. I think that's just about perfect. So there's our antenna assembly ready to be mounted to the side of the van. All right, that's going to do it for today. Thanks for joining me, and next time I'll be mounting this on the side of the van and running the wires and installing the booster itself. So join me then. I'm going to try to get that done tomorrow, but no guarantees, but I'll see you when I see you. Thanks for being here. Bye. Hey, if you like this, please like the video, share it, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Thanks. See you next time.